What's going on, guys? Going to start this video off like we do all of them. Just going to show you what the weekend deal is over at Redcon 1. Really quick, simple today. When you spend $50, you can get the limited edition Navy Gold Future hoodie. When you spend $85, you can get your choice of a 2-pound of protein of MRE Light, Isotope, or Green Beret. And then when you spend $125, you get both those two things and a free Big Noise. And when you spend $165 or more, you get free shipping. So that is that really quick. Go ahead and bring my boy in here.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
Oh, just living a great life, getting back from vacation and trying to get settled back in, which is going absolutely terrible.
Why are you having a hard time getting back settled in?
I just blame it on jet lag.
It's the same time schedule.
I got climate change. That's what it is.
That is definitely for sure with the humidity down there.
Dude, that was bad. It was rough.
So it wasn't even that hot out. It was like in the 80s the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like 100% humidity. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
You remember that scene like back in the original Scooby-Doo when the fog was thick and he cut it out and made a donut and ate it? Like, that's all I was thinking about when I was down there. Like it was thick.
Yeah, it was. You had to go out and start your vehicle every morning. Well, sorry, you weren't up in the morning.
I woke up at 11:58 a.m. I was very morning.
So, yeah, we had to start the vehicle up and turn the defrosters on just to be able to travel anywhere. It was so moisture on the vehicles. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I would have been up earlier. It's just the jet lag really threw off my sleeping schedule. And
no, it wasn't the jet lag. It was the having to get up at 3 a.m. to make our first flight.
That did not feel great. Actually, I never even really slept. I just kind of went.
That's right.
It's easier to be up at 3 a.m. if I just stay up all night.
Don't go to sleep. I didn't sleep much either. I laid in bed, but finally I'm like, you know what? I can't lay in bed anymore. My hips are starting to hurt. You'll get there.
Someday.
All right. So, yeah, Florida was crazy. I don't want to blame too much on the state, but people drive like idiots down there, man. Dude, they'll get on the highway and they'll get all the way over to the left-hand lane within like the first 100 feet of getting on the highway.
Well, you had to because there were so many of those on-off ramps. But the problem is normally like in Michigan, like on US 10 and 75, it's an on-off ramp, but it's like a couple 100 feet long. In Florida, it's about 2 fucking car lanes. And everyone's trying to go from the far left lane to get off the expressway, and everyone's trying to get on and go all the way. So it's bad.
It was driving down there was ridiculously crazy.
And there's no speed limits in Florida, which is something I learned. I did not know that at all either.
Yeah, when you're doing 65 and somebody passes you doing 90
in a 25.
Okay. All right, so recap. What was some of the stuff you guys did down in Florida? You guys went over to Orlando for a day, right?
Yep. We went to Disney Springs, which is like a Disney shopping mall, which is basically the two worst parts about Disney is high prices and outside shopping. But then we went from there. We went to the Titanic Museum. We seen all kinds of cool stuff there. And we went to the Cheesecake Factory, which is fluffy guy friendly. Very fluffy friendly. Their portion sizes are perfect.
Exactly.
And then what else? That was the first day. That was the day before you went to Disney, I believe.
Yep. You guys went on Thursday. We went over there on Friday.
Stop. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah. Oh, that too was the day we both landed. Like the 24 hours later, we were getting hit by a tropical storm.
Yeah. So when we were up for breakfast at like 8 o'clock in the morning, we were down in the breakfast area of the hotel, and they were talking about the tropical storm and how when it was supposed to hit Tampa, and there was possibly going to be tornado warnings and stuff like that around 5 p.m. And the guy's like, "Oh, well, changing it right now to a Category 1." And we're like, "Yeah, peace out." So so that was last Wednesday, and we decided to peace out. Went over to Redcon 1 for the day, which is the other side of the state, and it was not perfect weather over there, but it was kind of gloomy, and it hit that side of the state 2 days prior, so there was a lot of still wetness and standing water all over the place, but the waves were ridiculous out on the ocean. They were like 3 to 4 foot waves.
It was pretty cool.
It was.
Because I was right in Tampa Bay, so the bay didn't get too bad, but you could still see like the 3 foot waves coming in and watching the storm surge. That's not something that I notice too often here out in Mayville. So,
right, yeah. Unless you go a little bit north to the only bay that we have.
Yeah. So Tony, he decides, he's like, "Hey, you want to go to Redcon tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me check and make sure what Ashley's doing." And of course, Ashley had 1,000 different plans she wanted to do. So I was like, all right, I'll figure it out in the morning. I'll let him know. So I woke up, and it was actually pretty early that morning. It was like 9. And I text Tony, and I said, "Hey, did you still plan on going to Redcon today? Like, what's going on?" And he's just like, "Yeah, about to pull in right now." And I'm like, that's like a 3-hour drive. I'm like, what time did you end up leaving in the morning?
So we left the hotel at 10.
No.
When you texted me, we were halfway there.
Was it 10? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That because I like OD'd on Tylenol PM because my ears were so bad from the flight and my jaw was hurting. So I took a bunch of Tylenol PM and I ended up sleeping. I don't know how long we ended up sleeping. How long did we sleep for that night?
I don't know. Was that the day we were? That's not
Hurricaned in.
Early? Oh no, because we had like woke up, saw it was a hurricane, and went back to bed.
The only natural response to do in that situation when you're a tourist.
Yeah. So that landing in Tampa was crazy.
Yeah, nice and fluffy, soft. Didn't even feel it.
So it was one of the worst landings I've probably had in the airplane in any of my experiences. And it was not only that, but it was like, even like as we were coming down, there was so much turbulence. Like I was like, for sure they're not going to land. They're gonna pick it back up and go somewhere else.
Yeah, it was, and I'm already kind of sketch out anyway, so I was sitting there like frozen solid, and I felt bad because the person in front of me, my knees were hitting the seat in front of me already because there's not enough room. And I was like stiff, like just sitting there like this, like, well, this is going to be my last thought. And then finally the plane touched down. It bounced about 4 times.
Yeah. 10:25 a.m. Just so you know.
Bro, what are you doing? Chill.
Yes, we went to Redcon 1 Wednesday. Thursday went to Dinosaur World. Friday went to Disney Magic Kingdom. Saturday we actually got together. Went to the beach. We were a bunch of beluga whales.
I'm pretty sure we were just having a rock concert. Sorry about that.
You're fine. Yeah, so Friday we ended up, or Saturday we ended up getting back together again after flying down there together.
Yeah, we ended up meeting for lunch. That's what it was.
Lunch, and then went to the beach.
That lunch place was really good. That burger I got.
It's 3 Keys Brewery.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Three Keys Brewery, right in Bradenton. It was some good food there. I had a wood-fired pizza.
Yeah, and then that was the first time I was there that I actually had a burger made out of real burger. Like they actually legitimately ground burger, made it into a patty, and cooked it. That thing was like that thick.
Nice. So it wasn't McDonald's or Burger King? Or...
No, it was dude, that Burger King at the airport, wasn't that the most dry burger you've ever had in your life?
Did I eat there?
Yeah, you got a croissant.
Oh yeah, breakfast. It was the sausage patties were super dry.
They cooked those things and then they dehydrated them and then they cooked them again and then put them on my sandwich. But I had to drink water with that thing. It looked like Joey Chestnut when he's doing the eating competition where he's just chugging water.
Yeah, the sausage patties were definitely like burnt and dry, and yeah, I remember that now. The flight back though, we found the Chick-fil-A and a Cinnabon right next to it. Oh my God, we need a Chick-fil-A next door to our house.
Cinnabon was closed when I came home.
You were super late coming back though, weren't you?
Yeah, it was like 6. Well, the Starbucks was open from like, what was it, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.? 4 to 11 a.m. was the only time the Starbucks was open.
No kidding.
And that
We
wing.
couldn't even get Starbucks.
So I was like, yeah. Well, no, I told Ashley, like, I want Cinnabon. Like, I talked about Cinnabon the whole trip. And I was like, I want Cinnabon. So then I was all excited. I ran up to the sign, and I was like, I looked back at her. I was like, yay, we're going to make it. And I made it all the way there, and then they had the gate closed.
Oh,
and I
man.
was like, all right, we'll just get some Starbucks. I can do the coffee.
I had one for you. I had a Cinnabon for you. It's in my belly. It was really good.
All I wanted that whole fucking trip was a cinnamon roll. And how hard is it to get a cinnamon roll in an airport that has 4 Cinnabons? I even went to the other Cinnabon that was like in the other wing. Like we only had 20 minutes in between flights, or it was like, how long was it? 25 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes, but they were like
super
30
late.
minutes late.
Oh, no kidding.
So it was only like 25 minutes to make it from like one side of the airport to the other. And I went from one side of the airport to the wrong side to just get Cinnabon, and it was closed.
Yeah, we had a 5-hour layover in Charlotte on
crap.
the way back. Yeah.
I got to the airport.
Feels relaxed, though.
It was terrible. I got to the airport way too early to turn my car in because I never turned in a rent-a-car, so I didn't know how long it was going to take.
Sure.
So my flight to leave was at 5:30.
Okay.
And I got to the airport at like 12:30.
Oh, holy crap.
So I turned the car in, and it took like 2 minutes. And then I was like,
exactly, yep.
Then we took all the trams all the way back to the thing. And then
Yep.
my dumbass, this is where it got really dumb. We were in the main hub of the airport with all the restaurants.
Yep.
And that's before you go to security. So I was like, let's go to our wing or go to our terminal. And I was like, yeah, let's go there. So I went there, went through security. They didn't have a single thing. No coffee shops, no restaurants, nothing. And I was like, sitting there. So we sat in these 2 chairs for 4.5 hours waiting.
Oh, no.
Ashley had some trail mix and some ice water, and she was pissed. And I was like, I didn't know there was no restaurants here. So then
I told you we should have stayed.
Yeah, I know. And then we landed in Charlotte, we're going to Charlotte. And I was like, we have plenty of time. We have an hour and a half. We can get food late as shit. And then we got there 25 minutes, and you know how the airport lines in for the food. So it took almost 10 minutes just to get the food. And I was like, we had to go. We made it to the gate and hailed the food, boarded the plane. And then they turned the heat on in the plane. Dude, I was so greasy. It was that smaller plane, too. So we got to Flint, and we were late. It took a lot longer to fly to Flint or something. And we were just so crammed in that little plane. It was hot. Everyone.
It was just me and you, though.
It's hour and a half from Tampa to Charlotte, and about 2 hours from Charlotte to Flint. All right. We lost Corey. All right, so I just posted over in the comments over there. We will have a open Q&A at the end, like we always do. But you can get those in now. I will go back through them all. And, yeah. Wait to see what happens to Corey. All right, I suppose while we're waiting for him to come back, I'll talk about the Black Friday deal over at Redcon One. Oh, he's completely disconnected now. I'll talk about the Black Friday deal over at Redcon One. I tell you as much as I know is they are going to be giving away $260 worth of free stuff. Oh, he's back. You're back.
Oh, you got to plug in the old laptop every now and then, I guess.
All right, so I'm just going over the Black Friday deal real quick while you're gone. So Black Friday deal over at Redcon One is going to be $260 worth of free stuff when you spend $50. So yeah, I don't know what the free stuff is going to be yet. I just found out today how much you're going to have to spend in order to get that free stuff. But I can tell you it's probably going to be a pretty amazing deal if they're going to be telling you how much it's going to be worth. So, yeah, I don't know when they're going to announce it either. It's either going to be next Thursday or next Friday. I have no idea. So when I know, I will let everybody else know.
So you're telling me for the price of one MRE, I can get over $200 of free stuff?
So the price of one tub of MRE, you can get $260 worth of free stuff.
Wow. Sounds like a good deal if I've heard one.
It's going to be a great deal. I mean, you could buy pretty much anything and get $260 worth of free stuff, or buy 2 of Total Wars. I don't know what the discount code or what the discount is going to be, if they're going to have a percentage off or what. So
they usually do.
Right, but with that much free stuff, who knows?
It's Black Friday. Redcon won on Black Friday. They're going to go all out.
I believe they're going to. So
they'll send you a 45-pound plate in the mail.
I went through the warehouse. I can tell you there's no weight plates in that warehouse.
Well, I could use another set.
I just saw Kabuki's making weight plates now.
Really? So I guess the Titan ones ain't so bad. You know, it's like Titan brand, but I think it was a 25-pound plate. For 2 of them was like $89 or something, which for Corona prices, that's actually pretty good.
Right. All right. Anything else we want to talk about with Florida, other than you trying to catch a gecko and us swimming in the pool and getting contact buzz?
Good old times. You know, it's part of the culture down there, though. You gotta have that. If you didn't have that, you're not truly in Florida. I was kind of disappointed that I didn't see any like Florida man. Actually, where we were in Clearwater, another YouTuber named Whistle and Diesel, he actually drove a monster truck out into the ocean right in Clearwater the same day we were there. So Technically, Florida man drives truck out in the ocean happened.
So to speak of that, all right, we're going to start talking about Florida stories now. So we were on our way back from the beach, and we were following this bus, and it happened to stop at a bus stop right in front of us. 2 guys got off. One guy walked away. One guy walked into the bushes and just started taking a leak right in front of us.
Makes sense. There's no bathrooms on buses. I'm
like, at least he didn't do it on the bus, right?
He probably did.
Probably in his pants. So yeah, it was not something that it's not like I could see it hanging out, but I could definitely see the stream.
Well, at least it was a healthy stream then.
It was a healthy stream for
No, we went to Publix the day of the hurricane tropical storm things. We were like, well, if we lose power, we better get some water or something. So we went to Publix, and apparently another thing about Florida is they follow like traffic laws. Happen the same in stores. Like in Michigan, when you see a cart coming to an end of an aisle and then someone's coming this way, the guy in the end of the aisle stops and lets the through traffic go. Not in Florida, man, dude. I T-boned a cart because they just keep going. And then I walk by this guy, and habit, you know, being from Michigan, I go, oh, let me sneak past you real quick. Right. And they stared at me when I said, oh. And I was like, oh, that's right. That's not a thing down here. And then they're like, would you like a soda with that? And I was like, yeah, let me get a pop. They're like, pop? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's large soda. And I'm like,
large Coke.
Ugh. Who says soda?
When you said soda, I had no idea what they were saying.
I don't know.
I was so confused.
Technically, only Michigan and Iowa call it pop, but which is also a weird thing. Why Iowa? But I was like, I don't know. It's just soda sounds so weird. It's like 1950s. Like, you want to go down to the soda bar?
Right. Or what was it? I don't remember. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Lost my train of thought. All right. Any other crazy Florida stories?
I don't. I think that's most of them until I remember randomly in the middle of another event.
Oh, the space launch.
Oh, we seen a space launch.
Did you actually see it?
Yeah, I went outside and I watched it.
Yeah, so we were sitting in the restaurant by the hotel, and they turned it on a TV. And when it launched, a bunch of people are like, oh, let's go outside and see if we can see it. And we ran outside, and we were just able to catch a little bit of it, and then it was gone like that.
Yeah. You're like, oh, look at that. And then it just looked like another star.
Exactly. Yep.
But it's still cool to see that in person. We had like the full Florida experience. We went to Florida, got hit by a hurricane, seen some redneck stuff, watched the spaceship launch. The only thing I didn't do is get attacked by a gator.
We tried.
I tried to.
At the aquarium.
If he would have just let me pet it, I would have been. And I saved a stingray on the last day, which is against my code of honor.
You saw a stingray?
Saved one. So the low tide in the morning.
Yeah.
We were walking the beach, and it was I would say that tide was like almost 200 yards out from where it normally is. And we were walking through the little like tide puddles, and then I seen something like flopping on top of the water. And Ashley's like, "What's that?" So I walk over there, and there was a stingray, probably about the size of a paper plate, and it wasn't in enough water to breathe. So I because of my friend Steve, I wanted it to die, but I know that's not what he would have wanted. So I went and grabbed a stick, and I pushed it into a tide pool so it could breathe. And then the tide came back and it swam away. So I named it Raymond. Raymond the stingray. So technically I had my wildlife intervention when I was there. Dude, it was hot the next day after you left. Like there was not a single cloud in the sky, and it was like 90 degrees. Like, and it felt like the sun was on your back. I got a little bit burnt, and I don't get burnt by the sun very good. Very good.
Very much.
Very much. That's the word. I was going for more etiquette.
You work outdoors too, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Frosted tips. What does everyone think of the frosted tips? They're not as frosty anymore.
No, you got your haircut.
Yeah, but I would say it really peaked down there. It really lightened it up.
It really peaked. It's about time you finally peaked.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
There you go.
World's Strongest Man results. So, not how I thought it was going to go. I was pretty close on some of them, but I didn't think some of these guys would even make it to the finals. So, I don't know if this has got... Oh, damn it. What happened? All right. So, this is the top 10 guys that got through right here. So, Novikov surprised the hell out of me because of his size compared to everybody else.
He's not even 300 pounds.
I don't know what
he's like 291 or something like that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he surprised the hell out of me. I mean, he's done good at some competitions, but he also competes way too much. So
apparently it worked out for him.
I guess when you don't train and just continuously do competitions, that's all you need, right?
Well, that's what he said too, because they're like, when do you train? He's like, no need to train if you just do competition every week. And
right.
Apparently that's what you got, because he won the Arnold Amateur in 2018, which allowed him to compete in the Arnold Pro in 2019.
Right.
And look at him now.
Right. So I didn't really catch everything, but supposedly Pritchett, if he would have got the last stone, he would have been in second, I believe.
Let's see if I remember it right. JF Carone would have had to do all the stones with the fastest time, and Novikov would have had to do all the stones in the slowest time in order for JF Carone to win.
Okay.
Stoltman, there was no way for him to win, but he did what he had to do to get second.
Right.
Pritchett, if he would have done the last log, where was it? If he would have gotten the last log and then did like in the middle range of the stones, he would have got second or third.
Okay.
But since he didn't get the last log.
He didn't get the last stone either.
No.
Because he was in second place going into stones.
Yeah.
And because he took, fourth in stones, we'll say, it dropped him down to fourth place.
Yeah.
So... Not the. I had a good feeling Tom and JF were going to be up there on the podium, but my boy Brian, I don't know, man. And I know you're wearing a shirt, but
time to go to Masters.
I have a feeling. I don't know.
Either that or just do the Arnold and his comp, the one that he's starting.
Yeah.
But I think his time of reigning world Like the World's Strongest Man stuff is over because, they're not necessarily making it more athletic, but they're making it to where there's more rep events rather than static. So being a static monster, 6'8", 400 pounds, if you have an event where you have to carry something for 60 foot, watching Brian Shaw walk 60 feet alone is painful. So when he's doing something else, it's hard. You can't beat someone like Novikov.
Not only that, but his transition in between different things is really awkward.
Novikov was jumping over, like he would do the log, bring it down, and then just do like a vertical over it and do the next one. Shaw had to do that like awkward,
right
thing.
So I was watching his warming up for the anvil carry and the anvil carry into the yoke. Is that what they had?
Yeah.
So he like backed up like a semi into the yoke instead of like going underneath it, turning around and setting up. And it was the weirdest transition I've seen him do.
I think he was kind of, because he went head to head with Novikov on that event.
Did he? Okay.
And by the time he had the anvil up, Novikov was already like a quarter of the way down the course. And Novikov, I bet you from the time he picked up the anvil to when he set the anvil down was like 4 seconds.
Jeez.
Like he was quick. And Shaw was probably like 11 seconds before he got to the yoke.
So according to this, Pritchett got all 5 logs.
Did he get all 5? I thought Stoltman was the only one that got all 5.
Stoltman got all 5, and he barely beat Pritchett by like a second and a half.
Oh. So I wonder what it was then. It's hard to remember all
the Atlas stones. Oh, Brian got all 5 stones.
Yep.
So that moved him from like 6th to 4th or 5th.
Which is still.
So Stoltman, Tom got all of them in 19.89 seconds. Novikov was faster, 19.4. Oh, you got 4. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't have to do the 5th one.
Right, and neither
Novikov going into the final. I forget what they said. All he had to do was like 2 or 3 stones to secure his win, because he led by like 4 to 5 points the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Martins just put out a 30-minute behind-the-scenes video yesterday that I watched that explained a lot of it.
Yeah, I saw that get posted, but I didn't watch it. Huh.
Yeah, but otherwise than that, like, it's just hard because they're making it now to where being 6'8" and 400 pounds is a disadvantage. Because you look at like Watuski, Lukowski, you got Novikov, and then they're all starting to be like, it's changing the sport over. Like you still have your competitions like Giants Live to where it's just max log, max deadlift, max everything. So there's still competitions for like Shaw and Obi and all them to compete in. But I think Worlds and the World's Ultimate Strongman, the Saudi Arabia one.
Yeah.
I think it's all changing over to, because like what was that one, like 12 stones in a series or something last year?
I don't remember how, maybe 8.
It was crazy amount of stone. No, it was more than that because World's Strongest Man was 5, and then this year they had 5 in the
finals, and they had 8 in the heat.
I think it was 10, if I remember right. It was 10 stones at the World's Ultimate Strongman.
Yeah, it's the same type of setup I believe they do for the Scotland Strongest Man. So it's a super small stone leading up to a really heavy stone.
Yeah. And then so that's why I think it's more important now to be doing more, unfortunately, I have to say it, but like functional fitness. There, I'll say it, functional training that will benefit you more over even being healthier though, because being 6'8" and 8, like look at Thor when he pulled the 501, he looked like a mountain, literally looked like a mountain. And then it's been, well, it was May, so it's been 6-7 months. And he's now he looks like a twig. He's still huge, but he looks like a twig compared to what he did 6 months ago.
He looks unhealthy.
Yeah, he looks like he had a worm.
Well, he looks like he had a gastric sleeve put on.
Yeah, he probably did. And it's crazy how he can go from that, and then in 6 months you can lose that much, pretty much. Like he didn't lose much fat; he lost like muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the scary part too. Because I can see losing I forget what he said, 30 kilos, which is 66 pounds in 6 months.
Yep.
Something like that, and that's insane.
Yep.
But he could probably put that right back on in a year and a half to get ready for if he does come out of retirement. He's going to come out of retirement. Just win.
I think if he does, he'll do WS.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be affiliated with anything like Giants Live.
Anything with Colin Bryce and Julian Howard.
Yeah. I have a feeling he'll never do World's Strongest Man again. If he does anything, it's going to be World's Ultimate.
Yeah.
Or Skylands. Or not Skylands, but Iceland's.
Is Europe Strongest Man? Is that?
That's a Giants Live.
Is it?
I believe Europe's in Brits.
Well, I know he retired from Iceland's Strongest Man after he won it for 10 years in a row?
Yeah, he retired from Strongman.
Yeah, but he specifically, because they gave him a plaque for winning Iceland's, and he made a big speech. I remember watching that video a couple months ago when he competed in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I don't see him. I don't know. Maybe he'll get into something else. Go back to playing basketball.
Yeah, play for the Hornets. No, but I can. If someone breaks the deadlift record, I bet you he wants the deadlift record. Especially when you have it tattooed on your shin. There's no point to be alive if you can't do deadlift.
Right. I mean, that's more of a heritage type of thing.
Yeah.
Scotland saying too, anyways. But
John Paul wasn't very big either.
John Paul was not very big. Yeah. So I keep seeing this posted a lot, and I wanted to get your thought on who was the best ever strongman to never win World's Strongest Man.
The best to never win.
Yep.
Oberst.
No. I don't know. It's hard to say because a lot of the ones I love won at once. What's his name? The Juno Aki. What was his name? Finland guy.
Oh shit! I know.
I know. Like I can picture his face.
I can picture his face and everything too because he's getting big on social media right now. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Let's see here.
So I have 3 of them right off the top of my head. They're all Americans.
Well, can I take a shot at them?
Sure.
You like Travis Hortmeyer?
Yeah, I do.
Obi.
Yeah, I do. Neither one of them are those my 3.
Actually, you know who I was gonna say? You know what? I'm gonna change mine. O.D. Wilson.
I've seen a lot of people posting that.
He should have won it, but except for that stupid brick run.
The sack carrier, the brick run, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Yep.
He was in the lead by so far, then John Paul Sigmund's all he had to do was walk faster than a 450-pound man carrying.
He was bigger than that, wasn't he? He was over 500. I think.
Yeah, he probably was. He's a big boy.
He was a big boy. All right, so my 3 are Poundstone.
Yeah.
Mike Jenkins and Jesse Miranda.
See, I don't really know much about Jesse. I don't think I was much into the sport with him around.
Poundstone for sure.
Yeah, definitely Poundstone. Well, Poundstone is Rob Kearney's coach now.
Yep.
And Rob Kearney's really turned it around before he blew his bicep off. He did that 1,000-pound deadlift with Shaw.
Yep.
And he has the overhead, the split jerk stuff.
Yeah. Did you figure out that guy's name? I can't think of it either.
Heinla? Or no, that's a new one. That's Ronald Heinla.
Rhino Heinle.
No.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yoko Ohola.
There you go. Yuko Ohola. Yep.
That's what I was thinking of. And he's still a beast. That was early 2000s, I think it was.
Yeah, he's just come back out onto social media and started posting a lot of stuff. So, yeah, yep, he was definitely one that was up there.
I definitely like Mikhail too. Mikhail Shlobyakov. Like he's just a generally nice person, though. It seems like.
Yep.
Especially when he's getting beat with the palm leaves in the spa. You ever see that one on the road to the Arnold?
Yeah.
They're sitting there whacking the shit out of him with those tree leaves. I guess I hope so.
Yeah, one question in here. Do you think Oberst will ever win World's Strongest Man, or will he be just a regular competitor each year and keep pushing a heavy log? He keeps talking a lot of shit that he can beat the American log record, but I mean, I hate to say he keeps talking a lot of shit about it because he hasn't done anything to prove it yet either. So, I mean, he's just got onto posting a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that, and only like a quarter of it's actually even any kind of training or anything. A lot of it's like, let's go eat some spicy shit, or
he just wants to be famous. Basically, he wants the fame that Eddie has. And Shaw, like he wants to be with them. Like he wants that level of notoriety.
Well, I can see why though. Taking advantage of being on a TV show with those guys, it's an extra source of income to come in. Why not? I don't blame them one bit. I mean, if I was on that show with those guys, I'd find any way I could.
Like I said, I don't blame him for doing. I just think he's being a tryhard, and like when you sit there and call someone out, that gives you internet. You know, like people are talking about you, which is any publicity is good publicity. But it's like at the same time.
For a long time, though. I mean, look at him and Eddie's little beef over at Giants Live.
Yeah.
I mean, they had beef back then.
But then Eddie spanked him in that comp. And then, like, he talked crap about Rob Kearney doing a split jerk, which, yeah, but he still beat you. Like, the only way to work that is if you talk shit and then he does a split jerk, and then you just go out there and push press, basically, 480 or whatever it is now. Like, that's the only way. You can't sit there and still run your mouth about it if you're not going to go out there and do it.
200. Did he get 217?
I think it was. It was something.
I want to say maybe he was trying for 217, and that's
no. He was going for the world. The world record is 508 pounds, which is held by Z right now. I don't know how many kilos that is.
I can't remember. 221.
Something like that.
It's over 220, right in the 220s. Right. All right. So as far as the fact is, will he ever win World's Strongest Man, or will he just be a regular competitor each year? I don't ever see him winning World's Strongest Man. Honestly, I had him getting onto the podium this year or getting in the top 5, but he couldn't even make it out of the heats. So, which is unfortunate, but that just shows you that there's younger guys that are coming up to the plate, and eventually he's just going to have to step down. And unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to be. He's never been able to compete at the Arnold. He's never qualified to compete there, so I think his time. I don't think his time's coming, but I think he'll work now that they're having such an elite Masters division, that he'll start getting into that. Maybe get into the Strongman Championship League and travel with that. I mean that's what Oremeyer's doing now, right? Or where Oremeyer just competed in America's. So, and I mean, he did all right, but he couldn't hold with everybody. But
yeah, if you look at everyone that's winning this stuff now, like everyone basically looks like Matus and Novikov. Like even the heavyweights in America's Strongest Man, no one looks like Brian Shaw and Robert Oberst anymore. No. Everyone's starting to slim. Like look at like Bobby Thompson and them. Like they're bigger, but in order to keep going on, they're going to have to cut down to compete with moving events. Because, before it was, wow, you could pick up a 1,200-pound yoke. Now it's like, well, you got to do that 1,200-pound yoke in 10 seconds.
Right.
Like before, as long as you moved it, you're good. Same with, like, look at the Arnold this year with Matus on the versus Thor on the frame carry. Matus did it in like 8 seconds from front. Like he hit the front so fast that it actually slid back down the frame, and
Right.
Thor had to drop it like 3 times, and that was peak Thor.
Right.
So, and same with the stone to shoulder, where everyone got barely 1 rep or no reps, and then Matus did it for 5. Like you have to. It's just being more reps now. Same with the max deadlift at World's Strongest Man this year, where it was everything's turning into. Before they were doing, like, what was it, 2000, I think it was 2000 or 99 World's Strongest Men. They did a 300-pound log for 2 reps. Right. Now, what was it this year? It was 300 to start, and it went up to 400-pound for.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember. Like 140 kg up to 180 kg.
Yeah, so basically all the way up to a 400-pound log, and it's or reps. Like people are getting like. That's like with the behind the scenes with Martins and Big Z, where Big Z was talking. He's like, Martin's like, "What's your max front squat?" And Big Z was like, "My max front squat was 270 kilo for 4 reps." Mm-hmm. And it's like, not only is he going way above beyond the max, he's doing it for 4 reps. See, that's why like Big Z was always a massive. Look at his trophy room, basically.
Really?
Like he has, even though he's a bigger dude, he's speed.
Right.
So he could do what was it? The squat he did 775 for 15 reps, I think it was. It's like 15 reps of 700 pounds. Like that's just most people would dream of squatting 700 for a single.
Insane.
It's just being that big now. It's hard to compete.
Yeah, look how big he was when he competed compared to where he's at right now. I mean, he's still moving some pretty heavy weight, but he's not big like he was. So it'll be interesting to see what he looks like when he's a huge old gut. It'd be interesting to see what he looks like when he shows up to Shaw's.
He'll probably casually press a 509-pound log for 2 reps. That's casual.
He's announced what the events are, and I can't remember all of them. There is a
max log, max Hummer tire deadlift.
Yep.
And that's all I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the rest of them either.
Basically, I know they're all Shaw's favorite events, so I think there's I don't think there's any load and carries or anything. I think it's mostly static events.
I don't blame him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like Ashley was asking, she's like, "Well, why doesn't just Shaw just lose a bunch of weight and be competitive?" Well, that's his identity, though, is being a 6'8", 400-pound guy. If that's what you're known for, especially that he built his brand, like you don't want to slim down to, for the final. No, you don't want to slim down to be competitive. Like that's your brand. That'd be like Mike Tyson getting fat and not and saying he hates boxing.
Right.
Like no one's gonna buy the Evolution gear or the Shaw gear. Like look at his logo. Picture if he shrunk down to be a skinny guy, like.
Well, then he's built enough of an empire to.
Oh yeah, he's rich too. By the way, he's
right. I'm interested to see all this new gear that he's got coming out. You mentioned the elbow sleeves. There was some forearm cuffs
and deadlift protectors.
Shins.
Wraps or not wraps? The deadlift straps. The type of elbow sleeves that have like the ratchets on it. Or the Velcro. So yeah, that's what it is. So you can tighten them down.
I think there was a
Good night.
I think there was a belt that he was wearing with the
hard belt,
green belt too. So he still had his Spud Ink for the deadlift, but it looked like everything else he was using a regular belt that had Evolution Athletics on it. So it'd be interesting to see. I think that Wednesday I saw Kerry announce that they're coming out with a bunch of new stuff, like even
Yep,
like
for
a bunch
Black
of
Friday.
women's clothing and stuff like that too. She was wearing some like a wind jacket and stuff like that. So
Well, he's basically the only company now that makes the neoprene shorts anymore. Ray-Ban lost their patent for them, so they don't make them anymore.
really,
Yeah, so even if you go on Amazon and type in, they only have them in like smalls. All the
interesting.
extra large and above are sold out, and they haven't. They said there's not any more in production. So Evolution Athletics makes their own version, and that's why you see everyone with those ones now.
All right. So Big Z versus Shaw for the final time. I don't know if it'll be the final time. I don't know.
Especially now with Masters.
Yeah, there's the what is the event? Strongman. What the hell is that event called?
Which one?
The qualifier for Frankenmuth. What is that?
Oh, official Strongman games.
Official Strongman games. So yeah, that's when they do the Masters competition too, right? So that's got started big in 2018. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see those two competing against each other more in the Masters division. So, or if they keep doing the Shaw Classic.
Yeah, because the Shaw Classic can end up turning into something kind of like, because that's for, I think it's what, winning World's Strongest Man, you only get like 40 grand or something like that for winning first place. And the Arnold is the one where you make all the money. That's why everyone wants to do that. I think that's like 100 grand. And Shaw said this one's what, 25,000 for the first.
I don't know exactly how, but it or how much he said it was going to be, but yeah, it's going to be quite a bit.
Which is going to draw, a lot of it. And he said he pays. Jesus.
He's paying for everybody to get there and their lodging and food and
kind of like the old IFSA. IFSA used to do that. That's why a lot of the competitors left World's Strongest Man to go to IFSA, because they paid for your travel, your lodging. You actually made money doing it.
I think Worlds pays for you to travel. I could be wrong.
They used to not to, but now they do.
Yeah, I think that's why the prize money is not as much. I don't think the Arnold pays for you to travel there. I could be wrong on that too, but
yeah, I'm not sure. They do give you the full medical study though for going to the Arnold every year.
Yeah,
like at the University of Ohio State, I think it is. They do like a full DEXA scan breakdown, genetic breakdown type thing.
Yep. Well, cool. You got any more questions? I know you said you're going to come up with some off the top.
I say I can always come up with questions if you want me to grill you on some questions.
Go for it, man. We got time. I got all night.
How much time you got? No,
until I fall asleep, man.
All right. If you say you became a contest promoter.
Okay.
So you'd have to be in Michigan and out of the athletes so you can't be like, I'll have Big Brian Shaw come work. So out of the athletes basically, if you could throw yourself a dream competition, basically the Tony Classic type thing,
okay,
the Net Classic, what would be your events for like us competing? So let's say I competed and like Matt and all them, like the people what would be your events that you picked?
Well, I kind of came up with that with Liftness already, but
yeah.
I'd probably do overhead press, probably be a Viking press. I like that better than any other.
Forward or backwards?
Facing the implement.
Okay.
It's not for TV, so that's the only reason why World's Strongest Man doesn't face the implement. So
it's much harder though.
Oh yeah, it is much harder. No, thank you. Probably a side handle car deadlift frame. If we're gonna put in a moving event, I'd rather do a yoke rather than carrying anything. Like I don't like front carries. If we're gonna do a front carry, it's gonna be a Husafel.
Nasty.
Yeah, I like Husafel. It's better than kegs or barrels or sandbags, I'd much rather do a hustle.
Would you do it where it's laying flat on the ground or standing up?
Which I see that's what Matt's doing this year. He's starting a max distance hustle carry with the hustle starting laying down.
Yep.
What the hell is he thinking?
He just loves to watch. He loves to watch the world burn.
It's gonna be interesting. Are you gonna be able to use the weight to pick it up? Wait, what?
Wait till you see the weights for it.
What's open gonna be like 400?
Somewhere in there, I bet. So
that's gonna be terrible to pick up.
Yeah, especially because, I don't know. You'd have to. I don't know. How do you pick up unless you shove your hand in the top because you can't get your hands underneath it.
You'd have to. It'd be
put your feet.
All grip. Try to lift one side of it, put your foot underneath of it, and it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be fast.
No.
There's going to be no speed pickups. Well, only because it's impossible.
If it's going to be timed, or is it going to just be distance?
Max distance, I think. I think he said max distance in 60 seconds. Well, I told him if you're doing a 400-pound, like you're going to get like 10 seconds, 2 laps in 10 seconds type stuff.
Right.
But I'm all for it. I'm excited. I've been doing some zombie squats, practicing because I want to load that 400-pound stone. So I've been doing a lot of zombie squats, trying to, after seeing Martins do that. Makes sense because I can't load any stones right now. Oh, I can, but it just hurts like a pain.
When is? Oh, you're after. Never mind. Don't mind. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. All right. So, yoke, Viking press, car deadlift. We'll go hustle. We'll throw that in there too. We'll put 2 moving events in there, and then we need what do we need? Something else. A keg toss.
Oh, I love keg toss.
I don't like sandbag toss. I much rather toss kegs.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like sandbags. I don't know if it was just the ones that I've used. Because did you have the Rogue ones or the Cerberus ones?
Cerberus.
They're too loose. The handle's too loose on it. There's like too much slack.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think the Rogue ones are much better. There's not as much slack in the handle.
Yeah, either way for me, I guess it would be. I love throwing, so I don't care if it's a keg, a sandbag, an iron block, whatever. I think that'd be harder. Remember the gold blocks that they did years ago?
Yeah,
I think that would be hard. See, there's no momentum on that.
The kettlebells wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, as long as it's not too crazy in weight, like Thor doing was it like a 75-pound one over a 16-foot bar?
Oh no. It was higher than that. So it was like the Highland Games one is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So it's a 56-pound implement. And I want to believe the world record is that I think he got beat in it. But it's like almost 30 feet.
I know he almost hit the ceiling of the Arnold at the convention center when he did it. Was it this year?
So they had a separate Highland game going on in a different area, and I believe somebody beat his record.
That's crazy. That sounds like a fun comp, though. Would you make everything like crazy heavy, or would you just would it be a rep test?
It'd be a mixture. So like probably the overhead press would be so people could get some decent reps out of it. A heavier yoke, car deadlift probably so people could get some reps out of it. Kegs would be standard 16-foot, like 20 to 50. What was the other thing I said? Hustle would be heavy. So probably heavy carry and everything else you get some decent reps out of.
That'd be cool. All right. I'm down with that.
Yeah, probably with the overhead and the car deadlift, probably somewhere in the mid-teens, probably for reps. So heavy enough to not like do like 30 reps. So
yeah. Well, that's what's fun thing at like these novice shows. I see a lot of people are like, "This is my first comp. I've never done anything," and then they do 36 reps of the car deadlift, and I'm like, "Okay, maybe it's a little too light." Like that's full on cardio at that point.
Right. I was trying to look up that world record, but anyways.
Yeah, for that, I would say for mine, I would go. I want to see some wacky events like in the old World's Strongest Man's. Like I want to do like where they pull the boat up the hill with the sand in it.
Yep.
Like that would be cool. The tug of war. I always thought tug of war was pretty awesome.
So my thought on that, it would be cool to do, but how would you set up how the elimination on that and where the point standing and stuff like that?
I don't know. I'm not good at math. I think it's like best of 3 each series, and then the top 3. No, that seems like a lot then. It depends how many people you have, I guess. So if there's 5 people in our weight class, how many people are usually in our weight class? Like 5 to 10?
Depending, yeah.
So I would probably just do like 1 against 10, 2 against 9, all the way down, and then have like a regular, semifinals, and then final. And that would be your winner of that event. Because in the three tug of wars ain't too bad. That's basically the same as doing a max deadlift for 3 different rounds. Usually you get 3 attempts, so I guess that ain't too insane.
Yes, that's something Aaron was doing for a while, was bringing back some of the old events that you haven't seen in a while. Like we did the front sausage hold, and then the safe press.
That was cool. The safe press, I remember that. Like the yoke setup, kind of.
Yeah, yep.
And then I would also do the fingers, because I missed those. Or the Thor's hammer, whatever the hell they want to call it now.
That sounds terrible.
That, and I love pulling vehicles or trains or planes or whatever. A heavy pull, whatever you can get your hands on. That would be cool to have. And then, because I'm kind of sick of seeing the same setup of deadlift, overhead, medley. Like that's kind of like every competition right now, because that's the easiest equipment to get a hold of. It's not exactly easy to get a hold of a 747 to pull it, so I can see why not everyone's doing it. But
right,
having like a fire truck pull or something, I'm sure most fire stations will let you borrow a truck for a day or just for an event.
Yeah, we got extras laying around,
Oh yeah, you telling me the Mayville Fire Department's going out on calls every day? Like I'm sure they got 3 fire trucks. They don't need 3. And then maybe one crazy event like the brick race or something like that, or the sumo wrestling without the sumo suits, because that's a little weird for me still. Like I'm not comfortable with going full sumo suit and having Kazmaier look at you the way he does, but something different like that.
Crazy guys.
Yeah, the fucking coming out of his head, watching Lou Ferrigno bend the rebar over his head.
The arm over arm. Or how would they do that? It was I don't know. It was like the stack of weight plates or something.
Yeah, and it goes up to the thing and sticks.
Yeah. It was. I can't remember what they had to do. It was like a wheel they wound up or something.
That or the squat, where they squat like all the hot chicks sitting on the bleachers, something like that. Just local. Like,
what would be? They actually did it a couple of years ago at Worlds. They had the where the kegs drop in after each rep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how much of a jolt that is? I was thinking about that. Like you're holding up the wheelbarrow basically on your back, and then they drop in like a 60-pound keg, and you see them always shake. Like that cannot feel good at all, especially when they go down and slam it on the pins and then come back up. I'm like, that's pure. That's like doing a box squat and slamming down on the box. Like that has to hurt so bad. No wonder why you don't see any of those guys anymore.
Right.
Remember, what was it, 1981, when they did the sack filled with wool, and it's in the water, and they got to do the arm over arm pulling the sack full of wool out of the water.
Yeah.
And they're watching all the water drain out of the bottom, and it gets like basically lighter as you go, but it still weighs like 1,000 pounds. That would be crazy.
There was a lot. They were pretty innovative back in the days. Some of the stuff they had to do, like loading the baskets full of rocks, like shoveling rocks.
Yeah, shoveling them.
And then carrying the,
Where they're in Iceland having to run through a hot spring, carrying the Husselfeld stone out of the hot spring and load it onto the platforms. I watched that one the other day too.
It's just insane.
Can you imagine? Okay, picture them telling Brian, like right now, like having a rules meeting, and they're like, "We're gonna run full speed on ice, and you're gonna pick up and carry a 300-pound rock, and you're gonna run on ice and water out on the snow, and drop it onto this janky platform that we had someone build out back." Like nowadays, they're like, you watch Shaw's talking about the platform having a little bit of flex in it.
Oh, right.
And it's just like, back then, they're like, you're going to run uphill on ice.
The Magnus comes over and he goes, it doesn't do it when I jump up.
You don't move when I jump on it.
That was probably the funniest thing ever. Well, cool, man. Some of the old school stuff in a competition would be fun, but it would be hard to get your hands on some of this stuff to do it. So, have you ever seen Paul Moser and some of the events stuff that he puts on?
Yeah.
Over in West Virginia, I did one of his competitions. It wasn't really. I mean, there was we loaded kegs into a trailer and then had to carry the trailer, which is about the craziest thing we did there. I mean, there was chain drags and stuff like that, but some of the Viking Highlander competitions that he does, where he has the mock-up of a boat for doing drags or poles and stuff like that. Some of the stuff he comes up with is pretty crazy. Like he had a motorcycle overhead press, like a dirt bike overhead press. That's cool. Yeah. I'll send you a picture of that. Craig that helps out with a lot of the competitions here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went down and did that competition.
That's the only thing that kind of sucks about Michigan is like we don't have none of the cool comps. Like I would say Michigan Strongest Man's a cool one. Like a lot of people come from all over to see that, but there's no like major like you're not looking at like Oldhagen has the 805 Strongest, which is like the most popular competition out west, and then you got the Texas Battle of the Desert, I think, or something like that, and then the one that happens in Kentucky every year, the Battle of the Bluegrass. Mm-hmm. Like those are big ones. Like Michigan doesn't really have any of that, which is kind of a
longest running one we have is the Motor City. Hearing noises. Motor City is probably the longest continuous running one. Michigan's is starting to get pretty long running. What are they on? Like, if they would have done it this year, it would have been 7 or 8 years.
7, I think.
I can't remember. 2013 was the first one, yeah, so it would have been 7. So, I mean, yeah, something that would stand out, and I don't know, something different. Maybe that's what we can throw down into.
Yeah, and maybe someday you'll promote a contest. And
I've thought about it a lot, but then you got to gather all the equipment.
It's not that bad though, especially if you make it kind of simpler. Because if we pooled all of everything that like our group has, like especially now that we have Matt too, like Matt can make anything.
Right. So
basically, it just turns up to what you like. How crazy do you want?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Stupid heavy.
I want to do a 2-day competition. That's one thing I've always wanted to try.
That would be fun.
Because it's one of those. It's like I've always went and blew your full load the first day, and then you're sore for a week after. You having to manage 2 days worth of contests would be pretty cool.
All right, what else you got?
I would say, let's see here. Did that question already. If you can train with anyone, dead or alive, 1 session is all you get. 1 2-hour training session.
Oh man.
And where would you train?
That's crazy. I've always wanted to go to Scotland or Iceland and train over there. So I'd probably pick Iceland and go with John Paul.
You cocksucker.
All right, I'll go with Scotland with John Paul.
What is it called? Like the Reykjavik. like the Ragnarok or something. That's the gym that like every Iceland strongman started training. Basically, it was John Paul's gym before he died right outside of it.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. John Paul. Okay, fine.
Ragnarok.
Something like that. It's the name of the gym in Iceland. I watched a documentary on Vice about it.
Okay.
It's just a shitty like underground. It's not even like it's literally like if we combined our equipment together.
Right.
But it's like
a lot of videos of Thor when he first started training with Magnus there, and then it was a weird relationship between those two. It's like they used to be good buddies, and then they started hating each other, type of thing.
Yeah. Well, Magnus gets his checks cut to him from Giants Live, and Thor hates Giants Live. Right. So. Even though they talk about how deep the blood is of Odin, Odin's blood don't pay the gimmicks that come in the mail every month. And Magnus is like now the most famous ref for everything. So
right, yeah, he's the head ref for Worlds now. So I guess Arnold too, pretty much, right?
Yeah. Anything like World besides Big Z does a lot of the world records too.
Yeah,
where he just stands in the video like. Down. I would want to train with Big Z in Lithuania in one of his gyms. I think that'd be cool. Big Z training for World's Strongest Man. Like, you got some ghosts behind you?
No, the wife was carrying the boy to bed.
Oh.
Some of the training centers that he's got, like all his strongman stuff is like outdoors in like a pavilion type of thing. You ever seen that?
No.
I'd have to show it or figure it out, but yeah, he's got like all of his strongman implements are like outdoors.
I know the one where he trains underneath the bleachers.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking about. It's like underneath the bleachers of an event center or something.
Yeah, he's like, I like to train in the cold because it keeps my knees feeling good.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
He blew both of his. You ever see his knees? He has two giant scars down the middle of both of them where he blew both of his patellas out squatting.
Yeah, yep. All right. So we got one. What are your thoughts on the last man standing stones, or should they just go with the placing? So, like what they're supposed to do, like the last man standing stone over the bar, I'm assuming, like back and forth with the super heavy stone. I'll let you get your opinion on that first.
I like the stone series more than last man standing stone because like, say what they do the other year where they had number 2 versus number 3, but when number 3 failed, another guy can come up and number 2 still has to go.
Yeah, so they had that happen, I believe, once. It was the guy couldn't lift it whatsoever. He couldn't even get off the ground. So they had to rush real quick and get the guy in 4th place to come out to go against the 2nd place guy. Because the 3rd place guy couldn't get it over the bar whatsoever. So, in my opinion, I hate that event. It's cool to watch. Sure, it's a head-to-head like that. For some people, I don't like it. I'd rather see a stone series, and I'd rather see everybody do it 1st to 5th, or however many they got in that heat. Sure, for the guy at 1st place, if he's far enough ahead, he only needs to do a couple of them just to get some points on the board. That's fine. He doesn't need to do all 5 or 8. They did 8 this year. So I hate the stone over the bar. I'd much rather watch a stone series, and it doesn't even need to be super heavy like they do in the finals. And 5 stones would be plenty, but I want to see everybody do it.
Yeah,
1st through 5th.
I just don't like it either, too, because that guy has to go. You got 2 people battling all out just to qualify. So they're using like 100% of their energy and reserves, which everyone's going to be like, well, yeah, if they did better, they wouldn't have to do that. But sometimes you're just going, like, if you're going against a freak, like, back then, Mariusz Pudzianowski, like, you're not going to beat him, obviously. So it's hard to get. Like, he barely has to try to qualify. Like, he just shows up, he qualifies, and everyone else has to work their ass off to qualify. So if you're doing a stone, especially when they get up to like 13, 14 reps, like
it's some of them, like when it was Kearney versus Stoltman. They had a lot of reps. They just got gassed.
Yeah, and then what they do, and then they finally qualify, and then he went to the World's Strongest Man and got like 9th. Like, because you're dead. That stuff kills you. Stones kicks your ass.
Well, not only that, but you could have a guy who's in second place who's just on the heels of the guy who's in first place, lose to the guy that's in third place in a head-to-head, and not be able to go to the finals when he's 10, 15 points ahead of the guy that's in third place. Yeah. That's my biggest downfall or my biggest thing that I'm against with that is you have a guy who's done his work who deserves probably to be in first place, but he loses out in the fifth event because he gets gassed out for doing a head-to-head or the stone over the bar for reps. That's ridiculous. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that event.
I guess it's better than doing like a log back and forth or something like that, though. That would suck.
Yeah.
Especially that, like when we do the deadlift ladders, like at our competitions, to where, you start with 20 people and you just go back and back, and it's not bad at first when there's 20 people in line, but then also people start failing. And it's like that one year I pulled 850 on the deadlift, got it, locked it out, and I got that, it was insane, dropped it, walked around, and Nick went up there, pulled, couldn't move it, and then by the time I literally got my straps on done, they're like, you're up again for 900, and I was like, huh, I didn't even undo my straps yet.
Give me 3 minutes.
Yeah, so they're like, nope, you gotta go. And it was like, that's just brutal too.
Was that at Freedom Fest?
Yeah.
Were you going up against anybody else?
Nick O'Hare.
But you said he couldn't hit 855.
Well, no, we started at 400, and we jumped 50 pounds all the way to 850 and 900. We both failed 900.
Okay. Yeah, you should have gotten a break in there.
Yeah, there was basically because there was a guy between me and Nick, but as soon as we got up to 850, that guy killed himself to get that last rep. And then they're like, your go. He's like, I ain't even going to touch it. And he just walked away. And then that's when they looked at me. They're like, your turn. I was like, what? I don't even got my breath back. I still smell the ammonia.
I'm still seeing stars.
But that's cool. That's one thing I can't wait to compete again. That's why I'm so excited for having this competition here in December. I don't care if I get dead last. I'm just excited just to compete again.
Yeah. Not just the camaraderie between everybody, and that's why I wanted to only invite a handful of people just to get everybody that we're tight knit with.
Yeah.
I mean,
and a lot of us didn't get to compete this year. It's only I think 2 people competed this year out of the whole group.
Yeah, basically. Depending on who comes, it'll be just Fred did throwdown, and
I forgot about throwdown.
Kevin did a few, and then he's bringing that other guy down. He's done.
Martel.
Yeah, Martel. I couldn't remember his name off the top of my head. And then depends on if Jason comes over or not. I haven't heard much about him, so. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to post a refresher on that page because it has been a while.
Yeah, now that we're getting a little bit closer.
Plus, we're going to train togetger. We got to get a video out of that.
Yep, we got to get together pretty soon. We're just talking about that before we start the live. I'll get something figured out tomorrow. I'll get a hold of you.
Yeah, I'm excited. At least get training. Training by yourself is all right, but when you finally do get to train with someone else, it makes it a lot more fun, and it's a lot more. I think it's easier because you got someone pushing you a little bit, so you get that extra motivation and whatnot when you train with people.
Sure, yeah, it's just like when you go to a competition, it's different than training because there's a little bit extra more adrenaline.
You don't want to shit the bed in front of people.
Exactly.
Basically, the big thing. You'll push yourself to get that rep, even if you've never got that rep before, just because you don't want someone to be like, "Hey, bud, you want me to get that for you?"
Right.
which is usually always something that always happens at the gym with us. Is we it's nonstop shit talking from the time we get there until
especially if you get Matt there.
Oh yeah, it gets rough between all of us because all he does is call us fat. We call him lightweight, and we basically just downgrades from there.
We're not lying though either. So. All right, cool, man. You got anything else?
No, I'm good with that. If you're
throw more questions at me.
You got more questions? All right.
Let's do one more.
One more question. You're gonna make me want to make it a good one. Okay, something that makes you think.
I don't like that. Let's go take some nootropics real quick.
Yeah, let me try some of my nootropics here. It's Sam's brand.
Actually, my nootropics are at work. That's not good.
All right, here we go. So, basically, it's kind of like marry one, fuck one, kill one, but you get a choice. You can either... So, it's basically a would you rather type deal.
Okay.
You add 400 pounds to your deadlift. So whatever your deadlift is, automatically goes up plus 400, and you pull it easy. It's not like a crazy leg; it's an easy pull. But at any given point between now and you die, you lose the ability to. You basically I'm trying to think of something terrible to really counteract it. Basically, perma diarrhea. Like from at some point, you never get to have a hard poop again. It is that liquidy diarrhea for the rest of your life. But you never know when. It could be from the 2 days before you die. Or it could be tomorrow after you pull that deadlift. Who knows? Or you have your ideal body. Like, whatever you dream of is your ideal body. That's what you have. But you will always zero an event, but you don't know which one it is. So any competition you do forever, you'd always zero an event, but you have to compete. You can't say, well, I'll just quit competing, because that's how you're going to, like, you can have God's body. People want to see you work. Like, you don't want to be like Brad Castleberry.
So I always zero an event anyway, so we'll go.
Yeah, and you never know what it is. Like, you can go to training, especially now that you could be like, I just pulled 1,000 pounds easy, and then all of a sudden you go to the event, and that's the one you just zero in front of everybody. So you could be going for a world record, and you don't know. All of a sudden, boom, zero. You don't even fucking lift it off the ground. Picture that embarrassment.
I'm fine with that.
You're going with the ideal body type?
Sure. I mean, I always zero something anyways. Look at how many world records were tried this year that got missed anyway. So, I mean.
Yeah, but at least they, like, got it up and lifted it. Like, picture if he couldn't even fucking pick the log up, and he's, like, going for a world record log, and he can't even get it off the thing. Like, they're like, you can start now. He's like, and he just runs off the curtain. Thor walking up there with all that hype, grabs the bar, doesn't even bend the bar. He's like doing that hump motion, the cat humpback motion, trying to lift the bar up. Picture that, though. That's the thing. You're on a world scale because you made it the world's strongest man because you got this ideal body type, but then you shit the bed so bad on an event. Plane pull, you go to pull, you don't even get the rope tight. Like, I would go with the diarrhea any day of the week.
I know you would.
God, that'd be embarrassing.
No, I'm good with the diarrhea.
Don't throw a keg and you can't even lift the keg up to your chest.
Is this thing full? No,
that's a 25-pound keg.
Yeah, that's empty. That's an empty keg.
You just pulled like 1,000-pound deadlift and you can't lift a 25-pound keg. Is he injured or?
Nope. Good on the next event, which is stones.
And then he lifts a 400-pound stone. I guess I should have changed that to you shit your pants like uncontrollably. That would be a good one too.
No, that's I'll skip the shit in my pants.
I made that too easy. Then I guess I gotta come up with a hard. I want one that makes you think. It's kind of like the would you rather go down on your grandma or have your grandpa go down on you type deal. That's the one where there's no easy answer.
Well, we're gonna end this now.
This is all downhill. This is what gets the views, damn it. This is the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
God,
let me get your opinion on that first.
Just going up there to grab a 25-pound keg, and he goes a step back, and he just can't even move it. Oh, you wouldn't be able to come back from that, even if you won. That would be played like a highlight clip. I guess or be one of those deadlift pukers. Every time you pull heavy, you puke. God, that'd be terrible.
There's some good videos of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it was a car deadlift frame with a tire on it, and the guy just projectile everywhere. And it's not even that heavy.
Yeah. I guess a lot of it's like those people like chug pre-workout and water and not eat.
Oh.
Like that can give you an upset stomach, especially if you start pushing that hard or wearing a deadlift suit.
So we did a fire truck pull a couple of years ago. It was for a Relay for Life event. It was we were allowed to have 6 people on a team, and we only had 5 on our team. It was me, 2 other strongman buddies, and a couple other people. So that are weightlifters, but they don't compete or anything. So we're doing the truck pull, and we get done, and I'm fucking exhausted. I was on the head of the rope, and everybody else was staggered on each side behind me, and we won. But I can't even tell you how far we had to pull it. It was like 150 feet. It was ridiculously far. And I was just gassed. Like, I rode on the back of the fire truck back to the starting line. not even joking. So I went over we had a canopy set up. I went over, I chugged a bunch of water because I was just dying. And everybody's like, don't do that. Don't do that. And not even like 5 minutes later, I couldn't even make it to the trash can. And I was just hawking my guts up. Yeah, it was all the water I just drank. Not only that, but I just got done working the night shift. So I got out of work, went home and slept for like 2 hours, and then got up and then went to this event. So I was exhausted already too. So it was not fun.
That'd be fun to try. I've never done. I seen that the competition I signed up for, they pull a fire truck that's loaded with water. I don't know how much it is. I think it's like 25,000 or.
Depending on the size of the truck, you're probably pretty close to that, yeah.
The one, so that's the lightweights, and then I think the women do that. But the one I think for open is a fully loaded tanker. So I think they said it was like 47,000.
Sounds right.
So that's what I'll be pulling. It's about 50,000-pound truck. They'll probably make it. They'll probably say 50,000 because it sounds cooler than 47,000
right.
Type deal. But that I'm looking forward to that because I've never pulled. So I pulled the semi, which was easy, but that was only like 20,000. So I don't know how much a tank, because the tanker seems like once that water sloshes it all, that's going to be a pain. But I don't know why it would slosh, but it's kind of like they pull the monster trucks at World's Strongest Man, and it's harder because of the knobby tires. So as soon as those knobbies come around, they hit. It's basically like stopping it each time. It's not like a full.
It's a lot of grip on the ground too.
Yeah, there's no momentum, basically, like the wheel of pain. There's zero momentum.
Right.
Because at least when you pull something lighter like a truck or whatever, that once you get going, it's more of just staying in the rhythm rather than like there is no rhythm when you're just pushing straight weight. It's just hoofing it, trying to keep it, trying to move it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've never done getting a harness and pull a truck before. So I think that would be fun to do. I've done an arm over arm pull something to you type of thing. I've done that twice. I've done the team fire truck pull. They were gonna do it again this year. They didn't do it last year. They do it at our fairgrounds here in Midland, and it's for a Relay for Life event. They do like this big walk around the fairgrounds, and then we just kind of did it right in the middle of the fairgrounds, so there was an audience there for it, and we did that in 2017 and no, yeah, 2017 and 18, and then 2019 they moved it to a different location, and there was nowhere to do it. They moved it to one of the high schools. So, and they used the track instead, so of to walk on. And then this year they moved it. They were going to move it back to the fairgrounds. So they were going to do it again, but then COVID hit and they couldn't do it. So
150 feet.
It was way too far. I wouldn't want to do it that far by myself.
I would do it. I'd do a 60-footer by myself.
It's still a little far, but I mean,
I think most poles are. 60.
Are you? Yeah. The issue with me doing it here is we'd have to find the rope, like the pole, the rope to arm over arm.
I use my battle ropes. That's what I use when I pull like my truck and do arm over arm. I just
how long is that?
That's only 30 foot. So what I do is I just pull it, and then I sit on the ground and I pull the truck to me, and then I stand up and I push it back, and then I go back and pull it again. And
I've seen your videos of you guys doing that, you and Fred doing that, but
it's like cardio mixed in with arm over arm pulling.
Yeah, the issue would be try to find a 2-inch manila rope that is, long enough to.
Matt has one. That's like 120 foot.
There we go, I guess.
Yeah, that one sucks. You have to wear gloves.
Well, I mean, you'd want to wear gloves anyways for grip.
If you're a man, you don't need gloves.
Yeah, we figured that out, that you're not a man in the last week. So
I know. I actually got a blister today. That was the first time I've had a blister in forever. Tell you, it's end of season vibes. Tells you how lazy I've been getting. We're going to train axle. Me and Fred are doing deadlift tomorrow, and I'm going to do 4-inch deficit with the axle raw. So I'm hoping. I don't get why people use straps with the axle when they do deadlift. Do you have any insight onto this?
No.
What isn't the point of the axle to work your grip?
I mean, it still does test your grip even if you are using straps. It does help a little bit, and it also depends on what straps you're using. I can see for some reasons why. I mean, it depends on what kind of competition, depends on what kind of axle you're using. I don't know.
Standard 2-inch axle, like Ode Hagen. They did a thing on Instagram and a question and answer on Instagram, and they're like, "Are we allowed to use straps for the axle deadlift?" And they're like, "This is fucking Ode Hagen, the Viking of grip. It's like you don't use any straps on anything here."
Well, and there's a difference between his because he uses the Iron Mine, which has got a little bit of knurling on it, I believe. Maybe the Iron Mine doesn't. I don't remember.
They also do the block, the square. It's like an axle, but it's made out of a square block, and it's like 2-inch block that you have to pinch and do your deadlift.
Yeah,
like that.
He does double overhand a lot for axle competitions. I mean, you ever tried to do a double overhand axle deadlift?
That's how I do all my deadlifts.
Double overhand?
Yeah, I don't do switch grip. I always do double overhand everything.
I mean, I do double overhand until I get to a certain weight and how I feel, but I either put on straps or I go to a switch grip.
I have never failed a deadlift from my grip. So it either comes off the ground or it like my last deadlift I did 585 and I did that just double overhand. Like I don't ever switch grip because I'm scared to tear my bicep.
Yeah. No, I can see that, but I can't go heavy and do double overhand.
You just got to push it basically because especially when I do that, like I'll start with my hand like this, gripping the bar, and then like by the time it's locked out, my hands usually like this, like it's in my fingers and it's pulling. But same like because I do a lot of grip work. Like when I do my diamond dead hangs, that's Brittany has me scheduled. You just hang on the bar, hang as long as you can, and then you let go and do one arm until that's about to fail, and then you grab your other arm, hang, and then you do both. I usually do a pull up or two to like stretch my back out, and then you go back to and just hold and just keep doing that until you fail. And then I do plate flips. Sit there with a 45-pound plate and flip, grip, flip, grip. My bumpers that I have, the bigger ones, the wagon wheel bumpers, those are too hard. I just haven't been able to get one of those yet. Just because they're the size of a wagon wheel. It's so much, like when you go to catch it, it wants to come back down. Ooh, who was that? Larry Wheels did that thing where he grabs a 45-pound plate like this and holds it straight out.
Right.
Like, I can't do any of that with my wrist right now, but I want to practice that. Or the face-to-face 45 pickup like Shaw does.
Yeah, well, you need to get a deep dish for that, but
yeah,
you're not going to use this. You're not going to use the standard for that.
I think Matt has deep dish 45s. Deeper dish anyway. I want one of those plates from the Arnold, the deadlift ones where they have the custom Arnold grab.
On it. Yeah.
It takes 24 hours to make one of those.
Yeah, they're water jetted cut.
Yeah.
Solid piece. Yeah. That would be
awesome.
insane.
Picture having that though on your wall, like on the memorabilia. Which that's another thing I gotta do in the gym. I gotta put the ceiling up pretty soon. I'll probably end up doing that in the next 2 weeks.
I think you got lots of time on your hand now, so
yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Gotta keep my hands occupied.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's going in the potty again. This is the potty cast. The last 10 minutes is always just me talking about inappropriate subjects.
Oh Jesus!
But it's about relating with the viewers. Because if you don't squat heavy and get a little bit of like liquid poop, like, are you even fucking lifting? You tell me when you hit a heavy squat that your stomach just doesn't go like, maybe we should poop now. Like
deadlifts.
Deadlifts, yeah. See, it happens to everyone. Mine's always on squats.
Mine's deadlifts.
I don't think I've ever shit my pants deadlifting. Came close, especially after doing off-brand Redcon 1 pre-workout. Like, I don't even know what it was. It was from Amazon. It was terrible. It was basically a diuretic it was like a what's the
laxative?
Laxative. Dude, it literally sounded like Dumb and Dumber. You know, that 3 drinks of coffee. Like, that's like 5 minutes after taking that pre-workout. And I was just like, gotta go. Like, it was bad. Still got the full tub sitting there if you want to give her a shot.
Which one is it? The cherry one?
Strawberry kiwi or something like that.
Is that what I just gave you?
No, you gave me strawberry mango.
Strawberry mango.
This was I think this was like the original formula because the Redcon 1 symbol logo doesn't even look like that on the can.
Really?
Like, it looks a little different.
Is it a 15 serving?
No, it's 30.
That's interesting because they only had 15 servings that they released to Amazon.
No, this is a full-size tub.
Yeah, you got some off-brand shit.
Yeah, it's probably just some it's like cocaine and laxatives mixed together.
You have to send me a picture of it.
Yeah, I got it out in the gym. I'll have to show you, but yeah, I'm going to be getting the gym organized and cleaned up for the comp. We're going to be putting in. I want to try to find a couch to set out there for everyone to sit on, and because I got like lawn chairs and whatnot, but I'm going to have a Wi-Fi set up so we can live stream it if you want.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So I'm hoping to have all that done by the time it comes around. It should be. I got the shelves built. I'm ripping out some of the cupboards. So it will be, well, you haven't seen it yet, but it'll be completely different than when I moved in. When I moved in, it was just the shell of a barn.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, I don't know if I'll have the walls fully insulated and drywalled, but I got my 2 heaters out there, which last night it was, I don't know, like 40 degrees or something. But in my barn, I had it at 75. It was nice. Cooking in there. Yeah,
I mean, and you'll have more people in there too, so there'll be body heat in there as well. So, I mean, none of this is actually happening. Our governor won't let us. So,
yeah, absolutely. This is all virtual. We're doing a. Well, no, you get to choose one other family or one other household.
Right.
So it's just crazy how everyone lives with you.
That's right. Everybody lives with me and you.
Yeah. We all lost their houses. We just moved in
Well,
together.
will it be at the 3-week mark by the time we get? No, it won't be at the 3-week mark.
It'll be after that.
Will it?
Mhm.
Let me look.
3 weeks
calendar. So it started Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. It'll be the weekend after the 3 weeks.
Oh, perfect. We're good to go.
Exactly. Until she changes her mind again.
Well, luckily, COVID only hangs out about 4 foot high, and it goes away
Right. So
after 8 o'clock.
Well, above 4 foot high.
Yeah, true.
You can walk into the restaurant with your mask on, but as soon as you sit down at your table, you can take it off.
I think my top of my nose. I think I'm compromised. Like I might have to wear just the top. I'll wear a mask over my nose when I'm eating. That's gonna be the next thing.
Oh.
I can only imagine that wearing a mask and lifting out. Like I give credit to people that work out in public gyms like that right now. Like,
so I know a gym that I could go to. That's the closest gym to me, and he stayed open during the shutdown and everything. So he's not enforcing masks unless you want to. So, but my work gym is enforcing the mask policy. They weren't at first in the gym until the gyms, because they were closed for a little while during the shutdown, and then they opened back up before like other gyms were opened up. And they said as long as you're staying 10 feet apart, you were fine to not have to wear a mask while you're working out. But now you have to wear a mask while you're in there working out. So
it really sucks for my spotter.
What's that?
It really sucks for my spotters. They can be 10 feet away.
Right. So I've only been up there once, and I was the only person in the gym while I was up there, and I'm like, what's the difference? Nobody's gonna know, type of thing. I mean, like, I wore it while I was lifting, but like during my cardio, it's like, yeah, this thing's not gonna hang out on my face while I'm
Well, hell, even wearing the mask the last like 2 days at the airport and everything, or like when we're in Florida, like through the airport and on the airplane, like it dries out my nose. Like I can't imagine working out and having like my nose.
Dude, walking around Disney.
Yeah, dude, that was bad.
Yeah, because you can't wear the neck gaiters at Disney. So I had to wear. I took my best mask that it was easiest for me to breathe in that I normally wear without the neck gaiters. But oh my god, by the end of that day, that thing stunk. It was so humid, and then you're walking like 5 miles.
I bought one of those medical masks out of the vending machines. All I had was my neck gaiter, and we're walking around, and the thing's like sawing my ears off because they only make the mask in like child size, and then the sweat was like building up on it, so it was like getting moist. Yeah. So it was like it's just nasty. Like I could smell like my hot, heated breath, like. And then of course we had to eat something, so I was like, what did we end up eating? So I think I had like a fish taco. So I had like coleslaw, fried fish breath, and it was hot and thick. And I was like, oh.
That would be terrible. Yeah, because you could definitely smell your own breath for sure when you're wearing a mask. That's probably one of the worst things about it. Or I stored all my mask in one compartment, like all my clean mask in one compartment in my backpack. Well, it just happened to be the same backpack I threw my pack of gum in from the airplane, and I gave you a piece, and so it was like very fruity.
Yeah.
So I would go take a mask out and put it on, and that's all I could smell for like the first hour of wearing a mask was that, I don't know, mango or whatever it was, gum.
Well, that's another thing I forgot. So when I went back through coming home, I wanted to get some gum. So I was in the airport, and the only thing they had was like that super mint-tastic 5,000, like this. And I was like, normally when you just throw it in your mouth, when you breathe out, that hot mint air goes out. But I put my mask on, and I was sitting there chewing it underneath the mask. It was burning my nose. My eyes were watering. Ashley's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, why is it spicy? Like, why is the air spicy?
Why is it spicy?
Like, my eyes are watering on the plane. I was like, so I pull my mask off and be like, just to keep chewing on it. 'Cause my ears kept popping.
Oh yeah.
And then I was deaf, so my ears popped in the middle of the flight. I could not hear anything, just kind of like the same way it was when we were going. So I had my headphones in, and I had them on full bore. Can't listen to anything, or I can't barely hear it. It just sounds like it's like, so I put it on, and I'm listening to like some type of like death metalcore or something. And this one fell out, and I didn't even really realize it, so it was like tilted out. And there's this like 650-year-old lady sitting next to me reading like the Bible, and all you hear is like, and I look over at her, and she's just like, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry, Grandma. Go back to reading Psalms 2197, or I'm just over here listening to Satan talk to me. It was a good time.
That's hilarious.
So are we going to Beijing, China next year if they have World's Strongest Man there?
Beijing, China. I mean, only if one of us is competing.
I can't compete next year. I gotta wait. I gotta do the Arnold. I gotta do the Arnold Amateur, win, get your pro card. Then I gotta qualify for World's Strongest Man doing a Giants live show. So yeah, we're about 3 years out before I can compete.
Come on, man.
Ideally.
I mean, Novikov is younger than you.
Yeah. Well, Novikov had a head start. Novikov's one of those Eastern European dudes that were bred to lift weights from like the day he turned 4. Where I bet you he's one of those ones where it's like his grandpa made him carry an ox every single day until the ox grew up, and now that's how Novikov got so big. No, they just got really good drugs over there.
That's true. Those anabolic chickens.
I love how like all their sponsors, like you look at here in America, where Shaw is sponsored by Redcon, and
No, he's not.
Well, you know what I meant. Whatever. Like over there, their shirts are like Trimmex Pharmaceutical Company. Like I'm pretty sure they don't make pre-workouts. Like
Right.
So, Matus is sponsored by some pharmaceutical company, and then he's also sponsored by like the Redcon version of Poland, whatever theirs is. The same one Big Z sponsored by.
Oh,
But it's funny seeing that they actually put on their shirt like ASC Pharmaceuticals. Like, and then people are like, do they do steroids?
Do they do steroids? No, there's
Completely natural to be
Have you ever
400
seen
pounds of abs.
their on season and their off season, how different they look.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just love that. I'm like, yeah, it's completely natural to be over 300 pounds with abs. Like, you see that shit every single day.
Right. Yeah, no. Be over 400 pounds of abs.
Yeah, it's from eating all that rice and beef. That's what got them there.
Oh,
Eat that 4 times a day, you'll be 400 pounds of abs.
Now I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. So my microwave broke. Did I tell you that? So my brother was house sitting for me when we were gone in Florida. He calls me one night, like 11:30 at night. He's like, "Where's the breaker for the microwave?" I'm like, "Breaker for there's no fucking breaker for a microwave." I'm like, "It doesn't have its own breaker." He's like, "It's not working." I'm like, "Okay." I got one of those ones that are like built in above the stove.
Yep.
And he's like, "It's not working." So I was like, "Well, it's probably broken then." So we did an electrical test when I got back, and the microwave's fried. So I was like, all right, I'll look at it. How much is a microwave? I'll go to Home Depot. Scroll, and I found my microwave that I have here. $455 for a microwave. So I was like, yeah, I'm not getting a microwave today.
So
like,
you didn't have that happen like a month ago. Seriously.
Really?
I just gave one away.
Yeah, sounds about right. No, and then so I was like, well, we ain't got a microwave. So I've been using my air fryer for everything instead of microwaving it. I tell you what, that is delicious. I give that a 10 out of 10, air frying everything. It's hard. So if you have anything frozen, like a Hot Pocket, like you have to like basically thaw the Hot Pocket. Otherwise, it'll burn the outside before it cooks the inside. But it makes everything taste like it's fried because it's crispy.
Right.
So I was going to throw some Brussels sprouts in there tomorrow and try it. I've never tried air fried Brussels sprouts, but that's good. We did tater titties.
You did what?
I did tater tots.
Oh, you call them tater titties?
Yeah, that's what I call them. We did tater tots. I did some chicken. I don't remember what else. But you can put everything in those bad boys. Meatballs. That's what it was. Meatballs.
Gotcha. All right, we just had a question roll on. I know you've done both vertical diet versus keto for Strongman. So, in my opinion, I don't think you've ever done keto, have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, so, I did lose 30 pounds.
Keto is not for Strongman. You can still weightlift while you do keto, but I lost so much strength. I lose so much strength when I do keto. To the point where this last time when I wanted to lose weight, I didn't even consider doing keto because I didn't want to get weak, as weak as I did. So I don't know if you were the same boat or not. I get super fatigued.
Yeah. When I did keto, I went from 315 pounds down to 290, and I did that in like 2 months. And so keto is not sustainable unless you do drugs, because keto, you'll lose strength, like you'll lose weight, but you won't lose a lot of strength basically. But soon as you eat a carb, you add 15 pounds back on. Like, I literally had rice cakes one time for a cheat meal, and I woke up the next morning and I retained so much water in that from that I gained 9 pounds from eating rice cakes.
Right.
Like, so it's soon. And say if you eat bread, it takes you 3 weeks after you eat that piece of bread to get back into ketosis again. Yeah. So it's more of a fad diet, because you can say I lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks, but it's not sustainable. And then for vertical's good. But it's not your main performance. So it basically, say for instance, if I eat McDonald's every day, like if I'm eating out at least once or twice a week, and I switch to vertical, I'll go, wow, I feel better and I lost weight. Well, that's because you were eating like shit before. So if I go from eating McDonald's every day to eating a steady, measured out diet like vertical, you'll feel better, but you won't perform the same thing with Shaw. Like, he did vertical for 3 years, and that was basically his downfall. He didn't win a single competition in those 3 years. And then he even said it in this one video where he's like, I'm moving on from previous things that I tried. And now this is when he came out with his new diet where he started eating carbs again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was working with vertical for 3 years, and then he went back to the
Nathan Payton
pro body coach. Is that what his name is?
Yeah, Nathan Payton.
Yeah. So I mean, there's still a lot of things that Nathan does that are still kind of vertical. I mean, some of the foods that he includes, but it's more of a better variety. So what Efforting does is he just makes, like, here's what your body needs. That's the foods you eat. And it's like, you don't need multivitamins if you eat this and this and this and this and this and this. I mean, and it's it's not a bad diet, the food tasting wise.
If you can afford ribeye,
it's the same thing every day, and there's no way to really change it up whatsoever. Like, when I was doing vertical, breakfast was 2 cups of rice and 6 eggs and salt and cheese, and that's it. And then lunch is rice and ground beef, and then chicken stock and carrots and peppers, and I mean, it's. I just went grocery shopping today, and one of my meals a day is going to be a monster mash, because honestly, it does taste good.
It's easy.
But it is super easy. But it's again, if you're eating vertical nonstop every day, it's the same thing every single day. Yeah. But since we're getting ready to do this competition in 3 weeks, it's a good meal too. I mean, I grilled up 12 hamburgers today, and I did a whole family pack, of chicken breast. So one of my meals is going to be 2 burger patties, some rice, some chicken stock, and some cheese and some salt. I mean, that's going to be one of my meals. And then, my next meal is going to be shredded chicken. I grilled up a whole family pack of shredded chicken, and I threw it in a KitchenAid mixer, and guy got 5 pounds of shredded chicken now that they eat. I mean, there's ways to. I mean, if I was gonna take one of these 2 diets that you asked about and compete in strongman, and one of them, it's going to be vertical.
Yeah.
But there's other diets. I mean, I kind of come up with my own type of diet based on how I feel type of thing. So, I mean, honestly, the last 2 weeks with being on vacation and coming back from vacation and not being able to get to a store until today, I've been eating like shit. I mean, straight up shit. I mean, like McDonald's for breakfast or hotel breakfast, which is waffles and bagels.
I guess I would say my problem is if I don't have something, I don't eat. So then like I can go, it sucks, but I can go like 8 hours without eating. And then all of a sudden I go, oh shit, I need to eat. And that literally ruins my training for 2 days.
Yeah.
So because the first day I'm lacking my immediate carbs and shit that you need to work out with. And then the second day, you're basically like a food hangover because you're like, I don't have any of the essentials that I need. I'm lacking everything that I had. And now I got to basically rebuild. So it's hard to miss that. So sometimes it is easier just to go get a McDouble, throw away the buns, and just eat the McDouble. Or you just eat the whole fucking thing because we're heavyweights either way. And eat 5 of them on top of it. But it's as long as you have, like the word diet, like everyone always pictures diet as the keto, vertical, South Beach. Like diet is literally anything you put in your face. So it all depends on what you want. At the end of the day, especially if you're just doing this for fun, like doing strongman for fun, don't strict yourself so hard because especially like if you don't plan on taking it to the next level or whatever, just eat healthy. Still, if you want to have a pizza with the family on the weekend, eat your pizza. Like, I hate how people are just like, they get so in tune with, it's a diet, I got to stick to the diet. Like, as long as you're within the parameters, like the RP diet, so that's the diet that I usually follow. It's a program on your phone. It's kind of like counting macros, but it's not like so strict. It's not like MyFitnessPal where it's you get 380 grams of carbs. It gives you like a range. So if your workout day, you should hit, like for me, it's 385 grams of protein, like 500 carbs, and 100 grams of fat. So as long as I'm within that range, not too far over, I'm good to go. So that's a very important thing. So a lot of times now, I always thought a strongman would be like eating 6 steaks, 4 hamburgers, and 2 pounds of potatoes every meal. But it's almost better for me to eat 25 small meals throughout the day.
Poundstone's chicken shake.
Oh, I did that. It's not bad. As long as you put enough chicken broth in it, it tastes like chicken noodle soup until you get to the bottom. You got to shake it. Because shredded chicken and chicken juice in the bottom of a blender, when it's warm, it's just a whole other level.
I couldn't imagine doing that. It's kind of like Rocky drinking the eggs.
Balboa style. Like, that's what I was thinking of. I drank these because I worked on a chicken farm. So when we were working, I would the chickens are free range. So there's 25,000 chickens in a coop or whatever the number there is. And while you're working, sometimes on a hot summer day, you ain't got no water on. You just grab an egg, crack it down the gullet. Gives you that like liquidy feeling. As long as you swallow, it's not bad. If you're a sadistic fucker and you chew the egg, that's when it goes bad. Because I hate egg yolks, as it is. So I always cook my eggs over hard. I cannot stand a runny yolk.
I like mine halfway soft. Well, there we go again.
Podcast.
So right now what I'm doing for my diet, and it's going to seem like it's bland and the same thing every single day, but it's different meals. Where when I was doing vertical diet, it was 3 of my meals were the same thing every single day. So right now I'm eating 6 eggs for breakfast with 2 servings of grits, and then garlic powder, hot sauce, and some cheese, and that's all mixed together in a bowl. And then lunch, like today, I had a whole packet of instant mashed potatoes with two steak burgers, some Kobe Jack cheese, and some beef broth or chicken stock, not beef broth. I don't like beef broth. And then I had a box of macaroni and cheese.
No, tell them what type of macaroni and cheese.
So it was the Cheeto Flamin' Hot mac and cheese. So I had to try it.
Yeah, of course. I seen this cake at the store, and it was made of cake, so I had to try it.
All right, so you get a box. Do you like Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
I didn't like them that much.
All right, so that's what I had right there. Cheetos, mac and cheese, Flamin' Hot. I got the jalapeno one too, so that'll be tomorrow. And then I'm going to eat one more time. Probably have an MRE shake too after I get my workout here in a little bit. So next meal is going to be shredded chicken with rice and some chicken stock and cheese. So if you're asking where do I get my fruits and veggies in every day, fruits and vegetables and every single day is my GI juice. I drink that every single morning. It's made by Redcon 1, of course. And it has all your daily servings of fruits and vegetables and digestive enzymes that you need in it.
Wow, and how many of those do I have to buy to get the Redcon deal for Black Friday?
Ooh, the Black Friday deal. Let's see, you probably need to get about 2 of those.
Wow, for the price of 2 of those, or I could buy a GI juice and a hydrate. What's it called?
Canteen,
which would also qualify me to get all the great gifts.
Yes. So again, Black Friday deal next week. Top link in the description. Spend $50, you can get $260 worth of free stuff. So that's gonna be the Black Friday deal next weekend. Not sure what day it's gonna go live. Once again, redcon1.com. Use the link in the description. Put my name in the tier operator box.
Link down below.
Help this guy out.
Not me. Not
this guy.
Yes.
This guy.
Fuck.
This guy. Fingers coming in.
That's the same way.
What the heck?
There it is. There's that. Look at that. I can do the Olympic thing.
Not only that, but I posted a video the other day for hitting 300 subscribers. So I'm going to do a giveaway of a gift card to Redcon 1 on next weekend as well. So that will help you get even closer to that $50.
Wow.
Right?
What do I have to do to become
so
registered for this gift card?
So all you need to do is go watch the video that I posted 2 days ago that says 300 subscriber giveaway, and watch the whole video and comment the keyword in the description, or just read the comment area down below the video, or just read other people's comment down below.
Don't tell them that. Tell them to watch the video. That's how you get that watch time.
I mean, it's only a minute and 34 seconds. So
a minute and 34 seconds. Think of all the minute 34 seconds there are in a day. You have plenty of time to go watch this video.
Comment in that video, and you could win a $20 gift card.
I've already commented 17 times. Winning that fucking gift card after I didn't get upset about.
Did you comment once?
No, I didn't.
I'll let you know right now how many comments I have inputted on that video. Your chances are pretty good so far. Mr. TJ Cooper is one of them. I want to say there's only 3. So I put them all into my spinning wheel.
I see the last podcast we did has like 80-something views.
So yeah, the one before that was pretty good too. I got 4 comments on that video so far. So yeah, the podcasts are doing pretty well. I'm enjoying doing these, so I'm going to keep putting them out as well. We'll get back into it next weekend. We'll try to get a guest to come in. I don't know who yet, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, so last weekend, we'll get right on that. Last week and the week before that, we had 87 views, and the first one where I first brought you in had 34, and when I started doing them again, has 130 and like 3 thumbs down. So, yeah, make sure you guys thumbs up this video and keep supporting us in these, and we'll keep putting them out there.
Yeah, fuck you if you thumbs down. Like, what kind of piece of shit thumbs down a video? Like, now if we were taking like a political stance or something, something like if you're like, if you don't like Trump, like that, I can see thumbs downing. But if it's just 2 guys talking to each other, like, why are you thumbs downing?
Well, that was the first video that I was doing the podcast by myself. So,
oh well, fuck them.
Yeah, it was just
we cut out all negativity. We don't have any negativity in these podcasts.
Exactly.
So if you're the negativity, fuck you. That's the thumbnail right there.
You're
look at that ring
pointing through my soul.
Yeah, look at that ring finger. Pop. Sorry, like I said, the shit gets out of hand after.
We're not even drinking tonight either.
Who says?
Oh.
Who said this was coffee?
As if I.
This is my 19th Moscow Mule.
I forgot to show you the coffee cup that I got for me when we were at Disney. It's the only thing that I bought for myself there.
Was it about $77?
No, not that much. I don't even remember how much it was, to be honest with you. But it's got a skull face on it, and then it changes color when it gets hot. Mr. TJ Cooper wants to throw his name in the hat to be a guest on one of our podcasts. So what you'll need to do then is shoot me a message somewhere. That way I can send you a link of the next one or one of the ones that we do. So
I can always get my brother and get Fred. We can get quite a few people on here. Especially for, it'd be cool to have a beginner, someone that could like ask us questions or something like that.
yeah,
Like if they have any questions about training, nutrition, any of that, blah blah, normal stuff that we talk about.
or maybe even somebody that's been around for a little while. No, I got a couple people lined up to do one with us. Just need to figure out a time that they're available to do it. I got a friend of mine who does Strongman. He's in middleweight, I believe. He lives down, or he trains down in like Rochester Hills area. And then he said he's down for doing one. And then I got a buddy of mine who he's also a Redcon 1-tier operator who he lives up in Traverse City area. So he's interested in getting on here as well. So we have people that are available to do them. We just need to get them set up with a schedule on here. So I like doing these every Friday or Saturday. So
Today's Friday, isn't it?
Today's Friday.
Wow. But are you all messed up from the week too? Like when I landed on Tuesday, I went to work on Wednesday and I was like, we're going to make this a great Tuesday. And they're like, no, this is Wednesday.
No, not so much. I mean, my schedule's so hectic anyways that I have to look it up every once in a while. So I got you. All right, let's get out of hand.
Yep. Or you're getting into titty talk now.
All right. We want to talk about anything else? We want to call it good.
I think we're good with that 2-hour video.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry anyways.
Yeah, I need to eat again. Play some more Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I don't know what I'm going to play tonight.
I want to re-download GTA so we can play together.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know. Maybe I'll have to do some...
I gotta see if I still have it in my library. Maybe I have it in my library. I can check and see.
I'll have to do some live streaming together on PlayStation.
Yeah, so I'm about to go live on Twitch after this. If you want to go on my Twitch, it's Twitch TV. It's Secret Agent Clutch on Twitch and on Facebook Gaming. If you want to watch me play Assassin's Creed and yell at people, and I'm one step away from getting my partnership. I need another.
Go ahead.
I think I need another 20 followers to get my partnership where I can get paid.
It's a question about the new Assassin's Creed because I haven't played. What was the last one I played? There's Black Unity. So is there like online play where you could play with other people and stuff in those?
I believe
still, because every time I try to do it, there was like quests you could do with other people, but I'd rather have like an open map with like just a bunch of assassins running around and you don't know, like unless you know what I mean. They don't show up on the map or anything. I think that would be sweet.
I believe I think there is where it's kind of like because this is like identical to Black Flag. So if you liked Black Flag,
oh, I love Black Flag.
Black
Flag was my favorite.
This is identical to it.
So it's got ships and everything. You do ship battles. Oh my god.
I haven't gotten it. I don't know if there's ship battles, but that's how you travel is by ship. You get on a Viking ship and like right now I'm about to fight Thor's cousin or something. So like I've met Odin. So it's like you do all that cool stuff. And it's all mythology based. So it is kind of cool to see. Like right now we're in Iceland. Well, we're in the Great White North. So it's like Iceland.
Gotcha.
And I got to assassinate the king I think that's one of my missions right now is assassinate some king of Iceland type deal.
So yeah, Black Flag was probably my favorite. Unity was good, but it was too much of an open map. I don't know if you ever play Unity or not, but
no, I haven't played that one. I played Black Flag, and I haven't played one since.
I think Unity was the last one they came out with. There was Black Flag, Unity, and now Valhalla. So
yeah, because there was the one where they was set in like the like Mediterranean or something. I don't know what that one was called.
See, Unity was in like Europe, and you're following around a bunch of. I can't remember exactly how it was. It's been so long since I've actually played it. Like inventors, you're working with a bunch.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Because that's when you meet like Leonardo da Vinci or something like that.
Yep. So, all right, let's get out of hand now.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Thanks, Corey, for joining me again tonight.
Yep, as always.
We'll try and schedule something for next Saturday, maybe. So.
Okay, yeah, just let me know.
Yep, and hopefully we'll be hanging out beforehand. Maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll go over to your place. We'll do some training.
Okay, cool.
All right, man.
Good to me.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll catch you down the road.
See you, man. Thanks, everybody else, for watching tonight. I just want to do a sign-off here like as always. Yeah, appreciate you guys all catching up with us tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next one.